if you're checking out our webpage here, you'll probably see that we have other postings regarding reckless driving and the consequences of reckless driving. This particular page has to do with the difference between reckless driving and unsafe movement. And sometimes it's hard to determine what the difference is. An unsafe movement violation is less serious, but it still can carry certain insurance and motor vehicle points depending on prior record and the nature and circumstances of what took place. But we also see what would have otherwise been deemed an unsafe movement for whatever reason the officer has called it reckless driving. So let's say you're going really, really fast and you're zooming in and out of traffic and you fail to maintain a lane control or you're following too closely. Now, is that speeding and following too closely? Well, they're technically separate offenses, and what I've described there could be. Is it speeding, following too closely, and failing to maintain lane control? Is it crossing the center lane? Is it speeding, failing to maintain lane control, following too closely, and recklessly driving where you're putting where there's a likelihood, and that's how it's defined, is it's likely to cause damage to persons or property. Unsafe movement, what does that mean? Does that mean that you were involved in a wreck and the officer didn't see the wreck but figured you must have done something wrong and therefore they don't want to cite you for a turn violation, but they're going to cite you for just not driving safely? So sometimes we see unsafe movement violations where we say, was this a wreck? Do you have insurance? Is your insurance covering this? Can we get a letter of coverage documenting that the wreck's going to be covered by your coverage? And we go to the DA's office and say, hey, do you mind dismissing this case? We pull a copy of your record. Sometimes that's something you can handle yourself. Sometimes unsafe movement involves something more than that. And then sometimes it goes up to reckless driving. And sometimes we see it, as I stated in our other pages, so check it out, involves something more than reckless driving. Don't assume that you can go to court and handle these things without some level of consequence. There are times that's true, there are times that aren't. We offer a free confidential consultation and we'll tell you, hey, if this is one you can handle yourself, you should handle it yourself, don't pay a lawyer. And there are other times we say, time out, it's a little bit more serious than you may think. 704-342-HELP, that's what we do, help people. Give us a ring. Talk to you soon.